Hello, how are you? This is our week 7 Five Little Ducks nursery rhyme. So not going to sing it to you. To start with, we are going to make our 5 little ducks and then we move on to a maths activity. So hang on, let me shift all this out the way. I've laminated this one, so I'm not doing it in the folder this time because I'm going to cut the slits and we're going to insert the ducks into each slit as we sing along to the nursery rhyme. Minus the singing today because I don't sing, not for the camera. All right, so that's a bit dodgy. If you've got time, craft glue would be great. I mean, it doesn't look too bad as long as you don't look up close. So I've just wrapped sticky tape around the top. If you want to do it that way, go ahead. If you want to be a bit more careful with it, then possibly craft glue might work. There we go, 2 little ducks. All right, I'm going to do this in fast forward. I'm also going to cut slits in here. I'm just going to use 2 bits of cardboard underneath and a sharp knife to do it. So not something for your toddler. Hang on a sec. Look at that, it's a little bit lumpy, but it looks super cute and kind of gives it a 3D effect as well. So for this one, you can take your 5 little ducks up the hill. So 1, 2, oh sorry, that wasn't on camera. 3, 4, 5 little ducks, and then 1 went away and 4 little ducks came back. 1, 2, 3, 4. And this is a good one for repetition because then our 4 little ducks go up the top of the hill, then only 3 come back. So then we'll take 1 away. And then our 3 little ducks go up and then only 2 come back, 2 left. And then our 2 ducks go up, 1 comes back. And then you end up with a sad mama ducky who calls her chicks and then they all, well, ducklings, they're not chicks, are they? And then they all come back. There you go. So that is that activity. Now, I'm not sure whether it was a nursery rhyme one before, but an easy, not so much mess way of doing our dot painting. Oh, so for this one, you can, in the display folder, you can trace over the numbers and then just wipe it clean, which, oh, there's a cloth there, my tablecloth. That'll do. But if we set up, sorry, halfway through the sentence from before, if we set up our patty pan, which the air conditioner is blowing, and just loop over a bit of tape, stick it to the table and put your patty pan there, and we can stick our paint in here and it stays still, and then you can just chuck the whole thing out rather than washing plates covered in paint. I've always got painted plates in my sink. So this one, we trace over the number. We can do it with our finger, we can do it with a pen. You can do it like set up a separate sand tray and then do it in there, or finger painting. We're then counting the duck. So we're going across here and I'm going to do 1 stamp for 1 duck. And then on this line, we've got number 2, 2 ducks. So I'm going to do 2 stamps. And then 3, 4, and 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, a good one for this one is, so we can see as far as measuring goes, 1, and patterns as well, the length of 1 through to 5, we can see the pattern, so 1 more is added on each time. You can then do addition and subtraction, just word sentences as far as word sums. What is the difference between 4 and 2? So 2 comes up to here, and then there's 2 more. Yes, so talking about that, so not necessarily writing out the sums. If your kid is older and you want to do that, then go right ahead. So you can do 4, take 2 equals 2, or 2 plus 2 equals 4. Choose whichever ones you want to there, up to 5. This is going to wipe clean again because it's in the display folder. If you want to do it just as a paper activity, take it out and do that, and then you can store it back in here. Now this, whoops, is all good to just chuck in the bin, and I'll wash my brush later. All right, this one. You can match this up with Velcro if you want to. I just plan to do it separately as a matching activity. So we've got the dots we've got the numbers. I have laminated this, so these are all good to write on as well. I try to make the activities, you know, to be able to use in a number of different ways, not just one thing and then it's done. There we go. So we've got our numbers and then we've got our little ducks again. I'm just going to chuck it in fast forward for a sec. So this one is obviously a good matching, and oh, there's a bee right next to me. Hang on. Sorry, not allergic to bees, but don't feel like being stung. Continuing. This is a good matching activity, maths, different representations of numbers as well. So we've got the numeral, we've got the dot or a symbol, and then we've got the picture as well. So matching them up, I've got one duck, one yellow dot, and the number 1. If you're dealing with if you have younger children, so just toddlers who aren't quite counting yet, and you know, start with smaller numbers. If they're good to go with 5, then use all 5. Otherwise, start with 1 and 2 and 3. Yep. So let's chuck them back in. Now I've been looking forward to doing this one. I laminated mine, but you don't need to. You could do it just as a paper activity. So this is where you make a 3D scene. So we've got the background here. If I hadn't laminated it, I would do it straight onto the paper and just do it as a paper craft. But because I have, I'm going to do it on here. And it will just last a bit longer, I suppose. So I'm going to obviously cut them out. That was a bit annoying, but never mind. Flaps, I should probably do, yeah, that'll be fine. So I've folded the flaps under, and, well, you're not going to get the effect from that angle, are you? I'm going to sticky tape it here. There we go. I'll move to fast forward. Hang on. If you look at it from this angle, it's actually really cute. There you go. There's a bit of a sideways. I hope you have fun with that one. It doesn't look very good from the top here, but you saw it from the front angle. And then ideally, these should all just fold down, maybe just with a little bit of tape, so that you can fold it over. Yeah, that's not going to work brilliantly. Never mind. I'm going to take out this activity because this one is a paper one. And I'll deal with my 3D thing later. Hang on a sec. Move that on. All right, so this one, we are doing our 5 little fluffy ducks. Now, some will end up fluffy, some may not. I'm going to use a different sensory element on each one. I'll do that in fast forward so you don't have to listen to me prattle for 20 minutes. All right, back soon. Back again. I hadn't actually decided what I was going to use. So, watercolor for this one, obviously I've done that already. Then I've got feathers. This is some sort of moon sand that I made ages ago, so I'm going to see how that goes. Different sensory element. Just talk about the different, so as far as building vocab goes, whether it's smooth, soft, hairy, furry, bright. You don't have to do it all yellow as well. So use those describing words for whatever you're using. I've then got these little, I think they're tapioca beads that have been coloured, and paint. So back to fast forward. Hang on. Here we go. There's my feathered chick. So when he's dry, he's going to be soft and fluffy. This one is very hard and lumpy. So these are the tapioca beads. Still keep sticking to my fingers. This one is the watercolor paint, so it doesn't really have texture. It dries quickly though, as opposed to this, which I presume is a poster paint. Then we've got this. It was the, I don't know, moon sand, I think it is. So oil and corn flour and food coloring, or possibly paint. This is still oily. I expected it to crumble, but it didn't. So it's quite solid. It's a weird texture. But using the 5 different sensory elements will give you, you know, good conversations to talk about as far as describing words, adjectives. All right, I'm going to go. Hang on. Sorry, that was an odd way to end. I was going on to the next activity, but that is the last one for this week. So have fun with these. I would love to see how you put them together. So post in our Inspire, Create, Play Facebook group. And yes, I will talk to you soon and see you for the next one. Bye.